Hello, smart people on the internet! A great deal of you really think that the update has absolutely destroyed Polaris, with the bombers bombing away everything, the scouts and rammers destroying the ice, and you being stuck with a terrible economy for the start of the game. And although it is hard to play them, I believe that Polaris is a perfect counter to a lot of strategies you'll see out there, such as the rush to get a navy and spamming bombers, rammers, scouts and juggernauts. You just need to get better at the game and listen to me. You have to make your own chances to defeat these tryhards playing Imperius and Kiku, and please, don't rush navigation with Polaris. So, what do you need to do instead? Well, I have a couple of tips and tricks hidden in this game, and you'll see, and I want you to find them and find out what to do instead. Also, subscribe and like this video, because with 100 likes I will create a poll with some very hard challenges that you will get to make me do one from. So, without further rambling, let's see how to play Polaris. Alright, taking a look at this game here. I'm going to show only my perspective, but I do want you to know that this was a very good player. And their ELO rating was like above the 1400, so they are definitely a good player. I might even pop up the player card here because really credits to this player, they are really good at Polytopia. Also, take a look at the map. They had a very nice continent here with 1, 2, 3, 4 and we as well. What was a difference though is that they spawned right on the water, which is really nice because that actually allows you to get onto the water way more quickly. Compared to us, we are playing Polaris of course, and Polaris is also favored when they are next to a body of water, but I guess we are a little bit unlucky in that regard. Also take a look at these ruin spots. We have 1 and our opponent has 2. And we have way more resources, so that's kind of lucky. But our opponent here, of course, is playing Imperius versus us playing Polaris, which is not a great matchup for us. Usually, I would say, because we are just way too slow for Imperius to catch up. And yeah, that's just how I would analyze this matchup from this point. But yeah, you will get to see how this game plays out, and I will focus on my perspective from this point on. And I will also turn on the replay fog. Alright, with that out of the way, let's see what is happening here. We go with a typical Mooney warrior spawn strategy because we are landlocked for the most of this start. And we see a whole bunch of fruits here, and maybe, yeah, we do see these fish as well. So we are quite sure that there should be like a village somewhere around here in the general area. And we also see this fruit here, which is the reason why we are going that way with our Mooney. And we are, of course, right in that regard. We find this village here. And we are going towards the other village with our warrior. And we do find it. That's great. That's exactly what you want. Now, we are waiting for our vision on these cities to see what we are going to need in terms of first economic technology. Because, well, we can't connect our cities with the... what are they called again? These outposts. I always forget. But we do have a whole bunch of fruits. And fruits are really great because, well, we can just go ahead and take all of those. So we decide to get organization and we upgrade our capital here because we can upgrade it again with the fruits later. But not now. Find yet another body of water, which our Mooney is going to definitely like. And I think that this is something that's really underrated about Polaris. You see, Polaris doesn't need investing in a whole bunch of very costly sailing stuff. They can just walk on water. They're like little Jesuses. But like, not really. Here we upgrade, we take an explorer. That's all nice, good. We find that this continent is really close to us. And we see that we can safely enter it. And we upgrade. Oh no, we just take that. So I'm going to go for a little bit of gambling here. Because I'm on this ice, my Mooney has 2 movement, which means that I can take this village here before I can take this one. Even though it takes me 1 turn longer to take a village, if I can secure this one before the other one, that means that we should probably get this entire continent for ourselves. So that's just a gamble. Sometimes you need to gamble, in Polytopia especially. Get a workshop. Nothing too crazy. You're doing quite well. I would say at the end of turn 6, 10 stars per turn. No, at the end of turn 5. That's actually quite good. We find that ruin and we go for that gamble. We also take riding here because I need to get either, if there's a continent over here, more of it, we need to be prepared to fight Imperius because they can definitely land a couple of nice blows before we get the advantage here. Look at the scores though. They are in the lead. And it wasn't there before, so that's a little bug. Midge1, please fix. We find another village and we go for this one as well. And we will get to see some critical points in this game that really finalized who won this game. Here we go with the fishing because we want to get Polarism, of course, because Polarism is just incredibly good. We can upgrade that city, take some resources, that's always nice. We get hunting and we upgrade our other city. This is a very long term, we just upgrade a whole bunch of stuff. And we take an explorer, which reveals that there's another continent over there. And our opponent is already on that. So yeah, we are definitely going to at least try to stifle their progress on this continent over here. Might even be their complete continent here. And we don't know whether or not they are on the water yet. So we need to start thinking about that because it's turn 8. They can probably have a couple of naval units now. Need to start thinking about what your opponent can do. Yep, our suspicions have been confirmed. Our opponent has a raft here, so they are definitely getting onto the water already, which is not late at all. We go with forestry. Now you might say that that is a very weird choice, but here I make a very interesting play. Or it's maybe the next turn, you'll see. No, I just chop once and I train a rider because I need to contest this village. And we see here that our opponent here has a scout that is probably, they have vision on this ruin now, but we want to like not give them that so easily. We also get climbing before capture because we can get this ruin here, E-Spark Gambit, yada yada yada. Get an explorer just because explorers are cool and we can get vision, as well as this lighthouse over here which can allow us to get a Gami in our capital with all the stars that we have. First off, we decide to upgrade that other city though. Then we decide to upgrade our capital and get population. Yep, they definitely saw that, we saw that coming. They break the ice so that we can't even try to contest that ruin. But look at the score. we are winning score-wise, which is definitely interesting because Polaris is a low-score tribe, and that basically means that we usually have a lower score than our actual strength is. So this is definitely a good indicator that we are going the right way, at least. But like the strength of Polaris is the late game, and because of the way that the map generated, we had a lot of time to prepare our units, which is definitely great for us because we can now start getting value with Polarism, and maybe we get trade, you get the ice bank, maybe polar warfare, get her some stars, you know. We'll get to see that, but we at the moment have to think about all of these naval units that are going to be built up. And we can start contesting the village, get the first Gami up, and here is a little trick that is very neat about Polaris. You see, when you upgrade a village, a city, to the border growth, take border growth here, you can now start hitting these units here, which your opponent definitely was not thinking about. That's a little trick I like to pull when playing against a lot of people. Actually just don't think about that, and of course they can break it again, but at least you get some value from your border growth. We see also that they have a bomber over here, which is incredibly scary, as well as they have roads. So yeah, they are having a lot of technologies that we were not prepared for specifically. So yeah, that is not great. But we survive, you know. We keep trying to at least contest all of these things. We get a population ruin and we start moving our Gami, as well as we want to get going on finding that bomber and eliminating that as quickly as possible. Unfortunately though, we don't find it, but we do get to keep safe this ruin here. Always nice to get a village that should not be yours. In this case, this village over here is one that our opponent definitely should have had before us. We don't have the technology to move onto water, because that's the way that Polaris and Symanti work. So I was definitely convinced that this was one big continent, but I was proven wrong. So I'm even more impressed by our opponent at this point, because they managed to get onto this continent here very quickly. And we see also that there's a port connection here, so there's a land mass over here in this general direction. And here I start chopping aggressively because I want to get a whole bunch of units so that I can just overwhelm the opponent while they are trying to gather value. And look at this, we also prank our, or like, not even prank, could even, nah, we try to surprise our opponent by not focusing on our border with them, and instead we try to go the land route, because that's not what Imperius is usually expecting from a Polaris player. What you usually do is try to be aggressive from the sea, so that you can make full use of your units that have like the sleds and the knights on ice. But in this case, we do something different, because you need to switch things up when you're playing competitively. Do we have Polarism at this point? Yes. Polarism is incredible technology. Just so strong. We also get archery here, and that is going to allow us, if we can get a snipe on their bomber, it's just basically dead, and we can focus on expanding our amount of units here. Also, look at this, we move back our units so that our opponent thinks that we are not in a great position, but we are definitely in a good position at the moment. They just don't know it yet. Upgrade some cities, always good to do if you have some leftover stars. We also chop very aggressively, and our opponent here makes a mistake, because they try to do something funny, which is to siege our cities at the edge, and they're going to pay for it. First off, we can just kill that stuff over there, and this one as well. Well, we still act as if we don't have anything going for us, but we secretly train a Mooney here so that we might be able to sneak up, and we put this archer in position as well so that we can just hit this bomber and just eliminate it from there on. Make a little misplay by not taking into account the border craft in this city. Small mistake. Some more upgrades, always nice to do. We see that they have a juggernaut, and we also see them massacring one of my warriors for no definite reason. They eliminate one of our units here, but that was part of the trick. You see, I have a Mooney here that can just kill. Stop, Siri, stop, no. Can I eliminate you instead? Go away. Good. Instead, I want to just move this Mooney over here and freeze these two scouts, and then from there we can just kill them for free. Alternatively, we might be able to do something tricky, and you'll see why. Yep, we can just kill all of that, get some value. We can also expand our ice stuff a bit. We can also make sure that we get our own rider killed, that's always nice. And we place that Mooney in a very interesting position, which our opponent sees. They know. They know that we can freeze it next turn, so they move it away. They are not stupid. They are not stupid at all. They are a definitely good player, and they know what they're doing. Also, they start hitting our Gami because they have vision on that now. So we are in trouble, you would say. And you would be partially correct. But also, look at the amount of cities that we have compared to theirs. We somehow managed to have more control over the map, and that's going to pay off now. We get roads, that's always nice. We could do some hitting. But my main plan here was to get a monument. And you'll see at the next turn what I'm going to do with that monument. This is my master plan. Now I put my riders in such a position that they can basically go into attack mode without being hit. Because 1, 2, okay, they can hit this. But 1, 2, okay, they can hit the warrior, but nothing else. And all of the other things are just outside of their vision, so that's really nice. We also get another Gami, just to be sure. They can hit that, yeah, of course. They can hit it again. But that's not the main focus of our plan here. And turn 17 is just exactly what you needed to see. This is the one thing that decided the rest of this game. And I believe they even gave up after this turn. Okay, you see, I'm going to... No, Siri, no! I'm getting really annoyed by you. Can I not? No, go away. Right. I'm trying to get myself this monument so that I can do some funky stuff. Also, we have the killer monument, which I haven't placed yet. We got that like a couple of turns ago. But here it goes. We could upgrade the city, do the little trick again. We can get border growth, and now all of a sudden, this bomber is within reach. And that means that it is so incredibly dead. Hit it, escape, kill it, kill that, hit that, kill that, move over there, freeze it, freeze that, kill it, kill that, kill that, kill that. And we can connect some of these other cities up. And yeah, I think that you can see here, it's over. They gave up. I will turn off the fog. Look at the difference between these empires. We have more than they do in terms of cities. We have more units than they do, and we have a strategical advantage. We just outplayed them. Definitely outplayed them. And I will let this run in the background. They gave up here, but I think you can really see how Polaris is very underrated in continents and stuff, because if you can walk on water, how is anyone going to stop that, basically? And I know you have the answer in your head, but still, you need to come up with this stuff when playing live games, because I always play live games. And you will be impressed by how incredibly fast Polaris can just KO you. And I think that that is something that you will get to learn as you play more games with and against them. So I think that that is a nice conclusion for this game, and we are sieging all of their cities now. But I think that you can definitely learn something from this, and I hope that you also enjoyed this little bit of aggressive Polaris strategy, and I hope that you are going to like and subscribe, because we've been growing, you know. Don't stop. We need to keep growing the channel, you know, so that more people can enjoy my wacky strategies that somehow manage to work. And with that out of the way, I hope you'll enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a nice day.